Please, the description. We don't know. Yes, please. I'm not.
Yes, sir. Madam Isaac.
Madam, what if you're not like you're not able to go there in person? Uncle Tony, can you pay for a flight for me?
David asked, wants to ask a question.
My name is Asia Nabiga. On last week, we learned about agriculture.
Okay. So talk. So talk. Who is talking now?
No.
Horticulture is anything that produces food like apples, syrup, pear, banana, peach, and salt.
Okay, so Stasi, come and talk. All right, this Stasi is what you mentioned last week.
Yes, please, we can hear you. Yes, madam. Okay, madam.
About agriculture, and they explain what is the definition of agriculture. We learned some of the examples of agriculture.
Madam.
Can you can you hear me now?
Please, can you hear me? Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Madam. Madam, please come again.
You guys hear me? I'm speaking right now.
Madam. Madam.
Hello? 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 Oh, wait.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello?
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay.
Hello.
Please, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh, Agriculture is anything that produces food like apples, syrup, pear, bananas, and peach and salt.
With most of ice and in PowerPoint. Okay. Tu was not put we no nya we come. Punya. Nanti ada ah. Saya dia di semua inside. Bisa. Boleh and you make. Hmm? Yeah, you did it.
Can you guys hear me? Oh, can you see what I'm trying to share? Okay, hold up.
To walk here.
Huh?
So you plant the seed first, then over time it grows. Pause.
It's not projecting here, right?
You plant the seed first, and over time it grows. What does anybody want to add anything to it? They make a line. They put all seeds in a line.
First we start off with the late 1900s.
It's not working.
So, okay, guys.
It's not. Hold up. Okay, guys, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I will share in the on the WhatsApp group so you guys can see. Okay. Okay. Hold up. Let me see. For the sake of time, that's what I'm trying to say. But then I have to give them time to work on the project.
I don't know why, but I really want to different.
Madam Letitia.
I'm going to write
I've cut down my
Madam
video
Letitia.
from 2 hours long to 11 minutes and 43 seconds.
recording yourself.
No, me and my friend.
Make sense.
Whoa, you don't even know it.
We're both equally.
See?
Oculus not connected.
Yo, what's this, Johnny? Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's continue from there.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
so Douglas. What happened? Okay, Bismarck. Bismarck, oh, the mic is yours.
Okay. Okay. First of all, you cut down the banana plant. Madam, this is truffle.
and the first banana can make into the house and goes into the market is planting, growth and maturity, harvesting the it now, and then you sorting it, assorting, then packing, and then transportation, and then quality control, how you control it, how you want it to go, and then distribution, you distribute it to whoever that wants it, and then they refill. After that, then they consume. That is where it is. Thank you.
Madam, please.
You're welcome.
I did mine as PowerPoint. If you don't mind, I can present it. All right. Okay, so at first, there is it. Let us assume it's the farmer who have created everything. The farmer in Ghana will cultivate at the time after harvesting the banana. He will sell the banana to the local marketers. Those who are the local in the area, the farmer will sell the banana to the marketers. After that, the marketers or the wholesalers will collect a lot of banana from different farmers. Different farmers, they will package everything, bind everything together. After that, marketers or the wholesalers sell the bananas to the exporters. Those who come from the abroad or different country will come to the local country, which is Ghana. They will come and buy everything. After buying everything, they will just export it. By exporting it, they will pack the bananas containers or a bag ready for shipping or the flight. Contains a necessary document such as the export permit and then the certificate of the goods. So this is the flight package. We package everything for the shipment or the thing. Now, after coming to the US, the bananas arrive at the US port where they are made. So they are going to do some clearance of the crops or the rest. Now, bananas are transport distribution centers or what do you call warehouses. So they are going to package everything in one place or a store. They're going to package everything in the store, and after that, the retailers, those who sell it at the market, will start to sell it at that place. So, madam, you can go there and buy the banana or anything at the market. So that's all about my presentation. Thank you.
Are we seeing how much steps they take? Like how many steps does the banana get to the farm to the they grow the bananas, then I think they package it in this box where it's safe so they don't fall out, and then they send it to the grocery store so people can buy them.
We travel to Ecuador, the world's largest exporter of bananas. Here, banana plantations stretch as far as the eye can see. It takes 9 months for the bananas to fully grow. To protect them from insects, they're covered in plastic bags the entire time.
You do not want any of those bugs or insects arriving into the United States.
Anthony Serafino is Vice President of Banana Importer EXP Group.
I'm looking.
We travel to Ecuador, the world's largest exporter of bananas. Here, banana plantations stretch as far as the eye can see. It takes 9 months for the bananas to fully grow. To protect them from insects, they're covered in plastic bags the entire time.
You do not want any of those bugs or insects arriving into the United States.
Anthony Serafino is Vice President of Banana Importer EXP Group.
I'm looking for a banana that's about 8 inches in length. It's long. It can easily be ripened.
Workers cut the bananas down and then haul the bundle with padded carriers to protect them from bruising. The bundle is then attached to this cable system.
These bananas right now, they're heading right to the packaging facility.
The facility is right in the middle of the farm.
That's where the bananas will be inspected. They look great. They're going to be chopped.
The bananas are washed and then put into a production line. It's here where the stickers are applied. Take a look. Those are our very own Inside Edition bananas. Our bananas are loaded into a truck and then sent to this port in the city of Guayaquil, the largest port of Ecuador. That's where our bananas embark from Ecuador through the Panama Canal, past Haiti and Cuba, and up the East Coast, finally arriving in New York City. That's 3,500 miles.
After 2 weeks at sea, our bananas have finally arrived from the tropics to this snowy port in Red Hook, Brooklyn, where you can see tons of cargo being unloaded from the ship.
But the journey isn't over. The container with our bananas is loaded onto a truck and arrives here at EXP Group's headquarters in New Jersey. Remember how green our bananas were back in Ecuador when they were harvested? All these weeks later, they're still green. They need to be ripened.
Ripening could take anywhere from 72 to 96 hours.
They're loaded into this room, aptly called a ripening room, where they pump in humid air and a harmless ripening gas called ethylene.
Ethylene infuses the fruit to allow the ripening process to hasten.
We set our bananas aside in the ripening room and recorded the process with time-lapse cameras. Over the course of 96 hours, our bananas become perfectly ripe.
There you have the 2 boxes of the Inside Edition bananas. So these are ready to go. I can do a taste test here. Yeah, taste test. Let me know. Here, you have one too. Delicious.
Oh yeah.
What do you
They're
think?
good.
Sweet.
Finally, our bananas are delivered to the grocery store shelf.
Good, right?
Very sweet.
Tastes good.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yum. Inside Edition. The world. We travel to Ecuador, the world's largest exporter of bananas. Here, banana plantations stretch as far as the eye can see. It takes 9 months for the bananas to fully grow. To protect them from insects, they're covered in plastic bags the entire time.
You do not want any of those bugs or insects arriving into the United States.
Anthony Serafino is vice president of banana importer EXP Group.
I'm looking for a banana that's about 8 inches in length. It's long. It can easily be ripened.
Workers cut the bananas down and then haul the bundle with padded carriers to protect them from bruising. The bundle is then attached to this cable system.
These bananas right now, they're heading right to the packaging facility.
The facility is right in the middle of the farm.
That's where the bananas will be inspected. They look great. They're going to be chopped.
The bananas are washed and then put into a production line. It's here where the stickers are applied. Take a look. Those are our very own Inside Edition bananas. Our bananas are loaded into a truck and then sent to this port in the city of Guayaquil, the largest port of Ecuador. That's where our bananas embark from Ecuador through the Panama Canal, past Haiti and Cuba, and up the East Coast, finally arriving in New York City. That's 3,500 miles.
After 2 weeks at sea, our bananas have finally arrived from the tropics to this snowy port in Red Hook, Brooklyn, where you can see tons of cargo being unloaded from the ship.
But the journey isn't over. The container with our bananas is loaded onto a truck and arrives here at EXP Group's headquarters in New Jersey. Remember how green our bananas were back in Ecuador when they were harvested? All these weeks later, they're still green. They need to be ripened.
Ripening could take anywhere from 72 to 96 hours.
They're loaded into this room, aptly called a ripening room, where they pump in humid air and a harmless ripening gas called ethylene.
Ethylene infuses the fruit to allow the ripening process to hasten.
We set our bananas aside in the ripening room and recorded the process with time-lapse cameras. Over the course of 96 hours, our bananas become perfectly ripe.
There you have the 2 boxes of the Inside Edition bananas.
So these are ready to go. I can do a taste test here.
Yeah, taste test. Let me know.
Here, you have one too.
Delicious.
Oh yeah.
What do you
They're
think?
good. Sweet. Finally, our bananas are delivered to the grocery store shelf.
Good, right?
Very sweet.
Tastes good.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yum. Inside Edition bananas. Get them while they last.
At FarmMate, our journey started with a simple yet powerful mission to reshape agriculture in Africa, one community at a time. What began as a vision in Woje has grown into something far-reaching, touching the lives of farmers and enriching local communities. In Woje, we took on our first big project, a 10-acre tomato production. We introduced modern farming techniques like the smart drip irrigation system, trellising, and sustainable pest management. Despite some unforeseen challenges, some results were beyond our expectations, a bountiful harvest that exceeded our initial projection. The success and our learnings from the accompanying challenges was not only a win for FarmMate, but every farmer who joined us on this journey. But we didn't stop at Woje. Driven by our commitment to make a real difference, we expanded our reach, engaging with farmers in Angloga to Zebila throughout the country.
So every community have their own peculiar challenges, which we would want to understand so that we can all determine how we can help enhance the farming activities in each of these communities.
Each community is unique, and each partnership has brought new challenges, new learnings, and new triumphs. To solidify our support, we launched the Community Farming Enhancement Program. This initiative goes beyond farming by equipping communities with the knowledge, resources, and resilience they need to succeed. From drought-resistant seeds and efficient irrigation systems to market linkages, our Community Farming Enhancement Program embodies our promise to stand by every farmer. Today, we're proud to announce that we've expanded our tomato outgrower scheme to new communities across Ghana. We've partnered with hardworking farmers nationwide, including Angloga Ada, Begro, Doma, Palugu, Nabrongo, Zebila, and many more, bringing them into the FarmMate family. Together, we're building some powerful agricultural movements driven by innovation, collaboration, and a shared commitment to growth.
Agalatu Angloga, Operation Dollar Vieram, Agred them, Upladu, where Chicago new Moma Kodagbury.
Family job, man. Many songs and the Una Ham, Nigu, Peben Massa. Nature Mamaba, Machombo, Ben or Mapi, La Coca Pia, Unona, or Pia, or Leo here. Don't call him away.
Idimulo. There is one fantastic one of new company. Wagamani FarmMate Biomeraba. Amodibo, Choga, Amabua or Samina.
I am a teacher by profession. I teach at the pre-tertiary institution. I am a farmer too as well. But with FarmMate and with what they are doing for now on the model farm, and I am their model farmer in Pango here, and I will do everything to support FarmMate to succeed. So I know I will surely do that, so I can bring the youth back into the model farming in Pango again. That is how it is, and that is one of my major targets, to expand FarmMate to winter farming in Pango.
The plant life, we can say that it's a good variety, and we hope that we have a better yield and we can do more than Nabrongo here.
Awa pala ba pal tiela nga zozue. Trenta de kile bizale. Ta poka no to ko ingson.
de matom ka batimam to kam siro na wa ika le fine to le won fine kam le bon tara amoni amoni mambo
It's a way to create some change by guiding the resources. Our journey has just begun. In the months ahead, we will continue to scale, bring in agriculture, and ultimately a net exporter. Our journey has just begun. In the months ahead, we will continue to scale, bringing more farmers into the fold and introducing them to sustainable practices and increase productivity across each community. At FarmMates, we believe that every farm, every crop, and every farmer is a stepping stone towards a brighter future. As we grow, we invite you to grow with us. Support our vision by choosing FarmMates.
Ghana is about Madam Ghana is 2 billion. 2 billion. Yeah.
With the Amex Platinum Card, you can earn 5 times membership rewards points on flight.
What is supply chain? Supply chain is something you can find everywhere and anywhere. Is supply chain? What is supply chain? Supply chain is something you can find everywhere and anywhere. It's in your grocery stores, your favorite shops, everywhere. How it works is, say for example, you want a cake. Where do all the ingredients come from and how is it made? Well, first, the bakery will need to get all the ingredients. They'll need milk, eggs, and sugar, which all comes from a farm. So the farm transports all those things to the bakery. Then you'll need cake batter and icing, which comes from a factory. The factory will need to transport those things to the bakery. Now, the bakery needs to make the cake and sell it. There are 2 types of people that work at bakeries. One that makes the cake, the other one sells it. How the service works is the seller gives the cake to you and you give them your money in return. But if they give you the wrong cake, or you want to change it, or you don't want it anymore, you give it back and then you get a refund, which either is returning the cake for another one or getting your money back. And that is the chain of supply chain. If you want to see more content, subscribe to SEM Dojo and like the video. I don't know. It was too short.
Hi folks, welcome to one more episode of SM Illusion Knowledge. Today I'm going to talk about 8 habits of highly effective supply chain managers. Supply chain managers are always in high demand. Most businesses, manufacturing or distribution, or basically any company who makes stuff and ships stuff, needs a supply chain manager. I myself have worked as a supply chain manager in 3 different plants for about 5 to 6 years in various different countries. I also know a lot of successful supply chain managers, and I've learned by mistakes. I've done something good, and I've seen other supply chain managers doing the same, doing something very effectively or making some mistakes. So in conclusion to that, I come up with the 8 habits which most of the effective supply chain managers possess. So let's crack on with the first one. The successful supply chain managers deliver results, and that results could be improving on-time delivery, reducing inventory, reducing lead time, driving cost out, developing people, or delivering projects. Whatever they are, highly effective supply chain managers deliver results. And delivering results is important, but what is also very important is how they go about and do it. So one of the dimension is what you do, but also the most important dimension is how you do it, right? You have to make sure you take the team with you, there's a lot of stakeholders, and everybody is with you in delivering results. What you don't want to do is to upset a lot of people and try to basically deliver results. Also understand what are the key results you want to achieve, because not everything is super important, so you have to prioritize. Having said that, I have written a blog of 18 supply chain KPIs which you can look. I have given the link of the blog below, and also I have developed a dashboard of the supply chain KPIs which you can use and customize for your job, for your business. You can add KPIs, you can delete KPIs, you can edit KPIs as well. It's a pretty nice dashboard. I made a video as well which you can see on the link somewhere here of how to use
Madam Ibrahim.
No, madam. I have a name for our team. I have a name for our team. No. Yes.
Please, which school is that?
Okay, class, we've covered so much in our STEAM learning series, so today we are going to continue and learn how bridges are made and what makes them so strong. Bridges are made to go across something like water, a valley, or even roads and houses, so they have to be really strong, right? So we have engineers that design bridges. They have to think about what the bridge is made of, how wide and how long the bridge is, and what it looks like so it withstands the weight of the bridge itself and what goes across it. Most bridges are made of steel and iron, but the design is just as important. Take a beam bridge. A beam bridge is a really simple design. Imagine putting a log across a stream, then walking across it. So beam bridges are okay for people and bikes, but not okay for cars and trucks because cars and trucks are really heavy. So how do we make stronger bridges? Take a look at this bridge. What shapes do you see? Triangles, right? Triangles are really strong shapes for bridges. If you put force on the side of the triangle, it's likely to bend, but if you put force on the point of the triangle, it's really hard to bend out of shape. The triangles you see along the bridges are called truss. It helps to spread out the weight. But not all bridges are made of trusses. If a bridge has to be really long, it might need a different design. This type of bridge is called a suspension bridge. Suspension bridges use a force called tension. Tension is just pulling something tight. These bridges are made with a deck, main cables, vertical suspenders, and the towers. The deck hangs on the vertical suspenders. The vertical suspenders are connected to the main cables. The main cables are anchored and connected to the main towers. All the cables carry tension, so when cars and trucks travel across the bridge, the weight is spread out. Bridges are very strong, and thanks to our clever civil engineers, we can safely travel across bridges to get to where we need to go.
Hi, it's Jay. Check out these amazing bridges.
There are millions of bridges around the world, some built super recently, like this one in Singapore, or this one in Brazil, and others, like this stone bridge in the Czech Republic, that have been standing for a long time. Someone named James has a question about bridges. Let's give James a call now.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, James.
I have a question for you. How do you build bridges that last over 100 years?
That is a great question. Building a major city bridge is hard. It takes many people. Engineers to design and plan the bridge, politicians and business leaders to raise money and supply materials, construction workers to actually build it, and more. All those people have to work together. Think about if you were a member of a team building a bridge. What job would you want to have? Now would be a good time to pause the video and discuss. Okay, are you ready? A lot of work goes into constructing a bridge. Designing it, planning where and when to build it, gathering materials, building, testing, and more. But if the team building it works together, a finished bridge can be an amazing accomplishment. Like, check this out. This is the Brooklyn Bridge. The Brooklyn Bridge connects two of the busiest parts of New York City, Manhattan and Brooklyn. Even though it's over 100 years old, still thousands of people cross the Brooklyn Bridge each day, and more than 1 million tourists visit it each year. Given that it's one of the most famous and beloved bridges in the entire world, you might think it was built by experts who knew exactly how to make building a bridge go smoothly. But that's not what happened. Building the Brooklyn Bridge was a difficult task from the beginning. The bridge had to be really long because the river it was supposed to cross, the East River, is really wide. The East River was crowded with boats, so the bridge had to be really tall so huge ships could pass underneath. And the bridge had to be really strong enough to support traffic from two of the most crowded cities on Earth. The plan was to start by building 2 tall towers. The base of each tower would be buried deep in the bottom of the river. The bridge itself would hang or suspend from wires attached to the towers. This is what's called a suspension bridge. If everything went according to plan, the Brooklyn Bridge would be the longest bridge ever built and the tallest structure anywhere in North America. But everything did not go according to plan. Construction was one disaster after another. To build the foundations of the towers, workers had to dig deep underwater and underground. For hours and hours each day, they hauled heavy loads of rock and earth around dark, hot, cramped spaces. Many workers quit each week. Even worse, building the towers turned out to be very dangerous. People got hurt and sick from their work. Some even died. 3 years into the build, the unfinished bridge sat in the river, 2 useless hunks of stone and metal. The project had already cost way more money than it was supposed to. Dozens of workers were too injured to return. The project's first leader, the chief engineer, had been killed in a construction accident, and his replacement chief engineer, Washington Roebling, was hurt so badly from working on site that he couldn't even leave his bedroom. Everyone was close to giving up. Then this woman got involved. This is Emily Roebling. Emily Roebling was married to Washington Roebling, the chief engineer. Unlike her husband, Emily had no formal training as an engineer. She'd never worked in politics or as a construction worker. But she was determined to get the bridge built. She started with her husband. Though he was very sick, she helped him keep working, writing letters for him so he could supervise construction from his bedroom window. At this point, the project leaders decided to change plans. They'd originally planned to dig the second tower deeper into the riverbed, but that clearly wasn't safe for workers. Plus, it was expensive. It would have to be good enough as it was. And the build had another huge task ahead, hanging the wires from the towers and building the road itself. This wasn't going to be easy. To hang the wires, workers climbed high into the air, sometimes higher than 200 feet. Look how small the rest of the city looks from way up there. At this time, there were no high-tech safety helmets to help. Workers had to climb from tower to tower on shaky bundles of wires and boards. It was a bit like working on a jungle gym, a 20-story tall, really, really dangerous jungle gym. Emily took on more and more work. She visited the construction site daily. She met with workers, engineers, and politicians. She helped the huge team resolve disagreements, work through their daily problems, and convince them not to give up on the goal, a finished bridge. It took 11 more years of difficult, dangerous, expensive work, but eventually the Brooklyn Bridge was completed. It was tall, strong, and beautiful, everything the team that built it had ever hoped it would be. The Brooklyn Bridge opened to the public, and it's still open now, over 100 years later. So in summary, building a bridge isn't always a smooth process. It takes a lot of people working together, and that team has to figure out ways to keep going even when things go wrong. Building the Brooklyn Bridge nearly failed, but because the team behind it persisted through challenges, they made something that people still use and love today. That's all for this week's question. Thanks, James, for asking it. Now, we'll be back with new episodes in August. But in the meantime, here are some older questions from the question jar. You can vote on which one
We use a black rope. Yes. Sure. We don't even have to paint. We use a black rope. Yes. Sure. We don't even have to paint.
Hello, madam. Hello, madam. Please, we we have run out of data, so we have closed it in advance. I've connected it with my phone.
Oh, that's a lot. I can say the rest, so that's okay. I, Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Yeah, just okay. Oh, come on. Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm not as technical as you all are. So I guess, can you see me on the screen? Is it okay? Can you hear me okay? Lovely, lovely, lovely. So first, I want to thank God for the opportunity to be here. And I want to thank your leaders, Sister Letitia, Uncle Anthony, everyone that has made this organization possible. Do you know why I say that? It is called sacrifice. Can you imagine you being in Ghana and I'm here? We are thousands of miles away, but you can still connect. And they made that possible for you. One day you would hear their story of all the sacrifices they have made. You know, when I was growing up, I never had a computer. I didn't even get a chance. Even in Cape Coast University, I didn't have a computer to even sit in front of a computer. When we're growing up, there was no internet, nothing. So can you imagine that I've literally brought the world to you right where you are? So I want to really thank them, applaud them, that God will bless them every day. So every time you go to bed, you have to pray for them. Is that okay? Can I hear you? Yes. Somebody said okay. That's beautiful. I know you've muted yourself so you can hear. That's good. But we're going to have a little bit of chit chat. Yeah. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So I was like you. Yeah, especially the ones in Ghana. Takoradi Presby, Uncle Anthony and we lived next door to each other. So the houses behind the Presby school, that's where we used to live. Can you imagine? Yeah, small world. So I came to let you know that it doesn't matter where you are in life. You could even come from Inzulezo. How many of you have heard about Inzulezo? Raise your hand. That village on water. Yeah? Have you heard about it? Those of you in Takoradi, have you heard about it? Oh, I see that. Good, good. So here's the thing. Even if you come from there and you have a dream and you are determined in life that I have a dream and I'm going to pursue my dream, you can make it. Is that okay? Like I said, Uncle Anthony and we used to live behind the houses at the Presby School. We all grew up in Takoradi too. We went to school like you. We didn't even have a computer by that time. So you are way ahead of us. Do you understand? You are so far out, like you are so advanced. That means that you can do greater and bigger and better than all of us here, even than Miss Letitia, everybody. You are the future. Okay? And I want you to go to bed every day and literally pray to God, say, God, help me. I am the future. You know, we are growing old. One day we'll be old ladies and old men. And then at that time, you'll be at our age and you'll be running the world. I was enjoying listening to the bridge construction. I was happy to see the, is it a kiddie center? Because I was trying to relate how it's working. And then I saw them, they are constructing the bridge, the pink one. And I said, oh my God, this is remarkable. There is a man called Disney, Walt Disney. Have you heard of Walt Disney? Yeah, how many of you want to go to Walt Disney one day? He says, if you can dream it, if you could just picture it, you can achieve it. The man that built the most beautiful resort that all children love to be there. As long as you could dream it. So sometimes you'll come here and then you're sitting on the screen and you're watching everything, and then you're constructing your own things, yeah? You're constructing your own devices. And then you're like, well, it's just a paper. But that's the dream. You can picture it. As long as you can hold it in your hand, one day you'll be constructing bridges all over the world. How beautiful is that? Yeah? And then you will say that, yes, I was in Miss Letitia's class and they were teaching us how to do this on paper, but now I'm actually doing it for real. Isn't that amazing? Well, I'll tell you now a little bit about my background. So I was born in Tapa, and then at 5 years old, I was brought to Takoradi. I went to Nazareth Foundational Academy. And then right before junior high school, I went to the boarding school over there. And then after junior high school, I went to Ghana National College in Cape Coast. And then after that, I went back to my school to teach for 1 year in Takoradi before I went to Cape Coast University. So those of you in Takoradi, there's a radio station called Sky Power FM. Team US, I hear the background is echoing. Somebody posted. Thank you. So there's a radio station in Takoradi called Sky Power FM. When we were growing up, Uncle Tony would tell you, we only had 2 radio stations. It was actually just one, GBC, yeah, the GBC local one. And then Sky Power started in Takoradi. And we were one of the few people that started the radio station. And then at the same time, I was in Cape Coast University. I was a student there. I studied English. I did my major in English. And I graduated in 2003. Yeah. So after graduation, I came to America. I got a visa and I came to America. I think it was 3 months right after my graduation. And just like everybody, I wanted to pursue what we call the American dream. Has anybody heard of the American dream? Just use your emojis. I'll tell you what the American dream is. It is the same dream you have for yourself, that you want a better life. You know, those of us from Ghana, and I'm so glad that I have Ghanaians here. And this is also for the team in USA, because it is important that you understand why people travel. They leave their country and they come here. Because in Ghana, back then, maybe still now, a lot of people don't have the opportunities we have now. Most people don't even have opportunity to go to school. So for those of us who were able to make it, we wanted to come out here, get some work, and then we can help our family members back home, and then our friends and our community, so they can also go to school. So you see what Auntie Letitia and Uncle Tony are doing and performing this, yeah? They've come here, they've worked, they've gone to school, they've established, and now they're using their own resources to give back to you so you can also have the better life. And that is how the cycle of life goes. So right now, you will also pay it forward. When we say pay it forward, that means one day you graduate school, you graduate college, you will also become a science, technology, engineering person. And then you would also use your resources to do what? To help the people back home, to help the people in your community so they can also get the same knowledge. So that is the dream for us. And I got a chance to work. I got a chance to go to school here again. And then I started my own business. One of the things I do is called consulting. So I'm very curious about what you do, because I consult for people who like to build hotels and people who own hotels, the big ones. I know Ghana, when you hear hotels, it's like, oh, it's a bad thing. When we were growing up, they told us hotels are bad. But I understand why. There's a moral behind that, because bad people used to go stay at a hotel. But when you come to the outside world, now, especially with travel and tourism, anytime people travel, they have to stay at hotels. They don't have family members in Ghana to come to, but we come home, we stay with our family. Other people come, they have to stay at hotels. People travel for work. People travel for leisure. Leisure means they go on vacations. Yeah. If you went to Dubai right now for a vacation, where are you going to stay? You stay at the hotel. When people travel for conferences everywhere, they have to stay at the hotel. So when I came to America, the hotel industry was a multi-billion-dollar industry. Travel and tourism alone is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So I got a chance to start working in that industry and learning everything about traveling, tourism, business, corporate, government. You get to meet all kinds of people. And I started doing my own thing as to consulting for them. And then sometime in COVID, who remembers COVID? Some of you were still, 6 years old, huh? You were babies at the time. That's right. Which industry got hit first in COVID? Travel. Everybody stopped traveling. Everyone had to check out of the hotel. Nobody was traveling. Nobody was staying at hotels. So I lost all my clients. And then God gave me an idea that when you come to the medical field, when you come to healthcare, there's always a need for healthcare. So through that journey, I was able to start a home care agency. It's a staffing agency. And we send people, we call them caregivers. They have to be nursing assistants. We send them to people's homes to take care of the elderly, to take care of the sick, to take care of anybody who's not able to fully take care of themselves. So professionally, that is where I am. Then when we come to my community work, I am a Methodist, yeah? And I do a lot for our church here in North America. I am also, what do you call, a circuit. I'm trying to break it down for you to understand at your level. But we have 8 churches here in the Washington, D.C. area. And I am responsible for the congregation, to mobilize them, to bring them together. And we also do a lot of things for the community. I do a lot of volunteer work as well. There are 2 orphanages in Takoradi that I personally support. One of them is Father's Home, and the other one is Ajam Family Home. And then there is another orphanage in Uganda, Kampala, Uganda, that I support as well. And some time ago, a few years ago, I volunteered for the UNICEF for 6 months to get what you call tap water projects, so we can raise money to build tap water for communities in Ghana, especially Africa, that don't have clean drinking water. So I'm very, very passionate about anything to do with uplifting the children, our communities, and everything as a whole. I'll pause here for you to ask me any questions that you have. There's no bad question. There is no wrong question. So please ask me questions and then we can chat. I didn't come to talk to myself. I came to meet all of you. I want to know about you. I want to know what your dreams are. And I want to know what you think every day. All right. Paul Glory Inspires has a hand up. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, my dear. How are you? What is your name? You have to tell me your name first. We are waiting for you. I think their stuff is frozen. Okay. All right. Whilst we wait for them to get back online, anyone else has a question? Yes, please.
Please.
Yes, I'd love to know your name.
Please, my name is Adiba. And I want please, and I want to become an agricultural scientist. And please, my question is, please, can you mention the names of the few people who established the Sky Power FM?
Yes, I can. So we have a book, actually, it was written by Philip Nyapo. Philip Nyapo wrote a book, and we have all our profiles in there. He's in Australia now. And some of them, you were not born, my dear. This is 1997, 99. But we had, I think Michael Gau is still there. And we used to work with Parkwesi Simpson, who is now at Connect FM. We have Joe Anderson, Bob G, Na Adelaide Thompson, a lot of us, Yuki Ampofo. But you know the beauty? Most of them have moved on to other industries now. And you said you want to be an agricultural scientist? One of the good things I could tell you, food is life. Can you imagine not having food to eat? And Ghana has everything possible to become the world supplier of food. Food is life. So I pray that your dream will be made manifest, and with your connection to EBI, you will definitely become that agricultural scientist and come up with new technology. When you go to the market, I always wonder what happens when people don't have the means to preserve their tomatoes and all the other things that people don't buy. Can you imagine how fast they spoil? So we have to find a way to help all these market sellers process their food and send it abroad. So I am hoping and rooting for you to win, Adiba. Is that okay? Thank you. I think I saw a question in the chat. Ray, okay. Says, I am Clifford. My dream is to hack the World Bank. Why would you do that? Why would you hack the World Bank? Ray, there is no quick way to make money. If you try to find a quick way to make money, you would also lose it very quickly, yeah? And as a child, as a young person, you have to, the World Bank doesn't keep money, just so you know. They are not a bank like the regular banks you walk into. Is that okay? The World Bank is an institution. And I got a chance to do some work for them because we had to negotiate a contract with them for some of my clients in DC so that when they come to do their conferences, they will stay at the hotels. So I know a little bit about the World Bank. They are an institution that grants resources to countries that need it. And they also fund projects and other things. Sometimes some of the things you're doing, like now, learning to be a scientist, all these scientific work and other things, the World Bank funds it for these nations. But the World Bank is not your regular bank that is sitting there that you could go and get money. So even if you hack them, there's no money for you there. Okay? So no, you do not want to hack the World Bank. You want to use your resources, and if you become a really good scientist, you want to use that resources to help them develop new programs that can help the world, especially where you're coming from. Is that okay? All right. I have another question here from Naima. It says, what was the longest organization you worked for? Good question. So I would say that I have actually been in, the longest would be my company that I've been working for since 2010. And the beauty of what I do is I get to work with different companies and different organizations. So for my own company, it's been ongoing since 2010, and we are in 25. That's about 15 years now. Yes, yes. And there are two kinds of people, I'll also tell you, Naima. There are people who want to work for companies for a very long time. There are others who also want to work for companies, learn, and also build their own company. The good thing is, when you are able to build your own company, you create what we call job creation for other people. So you partner with other companies to develop other stuff. So, but first you have to develop yourself. So the longest I have worked for would be mine. Prior to that, I think the longest organization I worked for was 3 years. I was so ambitious. I wanted to have my own business. So I went in there 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, 2 years here, and I was learning everything that I can. Is that all right? There is a hand up, so I'll pick up that before I go to the other questions. And that's from, is it Paul Inspire? Oh, okay, the line is gone. I can't see them again. Please, go ahead. Paul Glory, go ahead.
Please, I'm Marimo. Please, when do you came to America?
Oh, I came to America October 19, 2003. And I think you're asking because you want to come to America too, yeah?
Yes.
Good. You will come to America. You have to, you keep studying and keep building things with your hands, and very soon you will come to America. Is that okay? That's your dream. You will do it, okay?
Yes.
Beautiful. There's a Owusu Prince, please. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Right, Madam, please. My name is Prince. So, considering your story, you first went to after that, you came back for your service, and then you just went to university. But when it comes to Ghana, there is a saying that whenever you are going to college, it means that you are going to be a teacher. Whenever you are going to college, it is possibly you are coming to be a teacher, and then so they will be working at you and do a lot of stuff to you. So considering your story, this means that going into college doesn't mean you are going to be a teacher only, but as well you can have a lot of careers.
Yes.
Exception
So,
of teaching.
And I want to correct something. So when I left Ghana, I didn't do myself. Can you imagine? I had an opportunity. I wanted to just leave. But you have an opportunity to do your service after college, you could do that. So I think I understand why people say that. Because in Ghana, we don't have a lot of work. The companies are not many now, but things are changing, yeah? That is why people feel like, oh, you just go to college, you still come back and teach. But there's nothing wrong with teaching. Can you imagine imparting your knowledge? You become a lecturer because you go to college at that time, you have a lot more knowledge. And that is why, however, look at what is happening now. Because of EBI, you have access to the world. You are learning different things. So you go to college for different things. You can become a lawyer, you can become a doctor, you can become a nurse, you can become a scientist, an engineer, yeah, a tech person. And now companies like Google, Amazon, they're all over the world. So you don't have to go to college just to become your destiny. If teaching is not what you want, you don't automatically become a teacher. But you have to always look at, and this is what EBI will do as you get closer and closer to your college years, yeah? They will start giving you a pathway to study based on what you want to become. Does that help a little bit? But you shouldn't be afraid to be a teacher. You see, Miss Letitia, she didn't go to college to teach, but she's imparting her knowledge. Anytime you impart your knowledge, it's called teaching. You're teaching somebody how to do something else. Do you go to church? Do you go to Sunday school?
No, I'm an Adventist.
You're an Adventist. Okay, so you go to Adventist, but then the pastor or the minister teaches you, yeah? They teach you the word of God. Do you think they're teachers? Nah, they're not. But they learn so they can teach you. And based on the experience, they can tell you the right things to do. Is that okay? Beautiful.
Yes,
So
sir.
don't be afraid to become a teacher. You become a professor too. How about that? Yeah? Imagine becoming a science professor in biological sciences or technology, all of that. You can become anything, Prince. All right? College will give you the foundation that you need to become the person you want to be. Is that all right? Yes, sir. Nice to meet you. Good. I have someone else. There's another question. Is somebody else's hand up, or I can take some of the questions in the chat? Okay. So, say Takoradi Presby School. Okay. It says we are from Takoradi, Noah Baskai, and GBC Twin City FM. Yes, yes, yes. That's it. It used to be called Twin. Is it still there? Is it still Twin City? I hear right now there are so many radio stations. So I thought they will be, they would have vanished by now, but that's it's part of GBC, so it's still there. Oh, beautiful. I see all the hands up. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. There's Serium. My question is, how was your first day in the business industry? Oh my goodness. Do you know that I had no idea? I didn't know what I was doing. So here's the other thing. When we come to school, we go to school, we learn all the knowledge that we can. And then you go on the job, and sometimes it feels like everything is new. So theory is not the same as practical. But what you are doing with EBI, you have a chance to practice it with your hands. My first day in the business industry, it was scary for me. It was scary because I always felt like people knew more than I know. A lot of people had been doing it for years. But then I told myself that they also were scared the first time they started business, just like me. So I have to encourage myself. And I know that one day with learning, you see, the thing with fear, it moves you to act. Do you know that when you're afraid of something, that is when your senses, everything kicks in. You're like, no, I have to study. I have to do this. I have to get it. The internet helped me so much because I started researching and learning about everything I don't know, so I can become a better person in business. Does that answer your question? Okay. Ray, I am Martin. My dream is to be a medical doctor. That's amazing. You know, can I tell you a true story? My mother always wanted me to become a doctor too. Do you know why? Because where we come from, we attach a lot of honor to doctors and lawyers. So sometimes if you're not a lawyer, you're not a doctor, people think you're no. I look at it this way. Doctors have an ability and an opportunity to save lives. In Ghana right now, our medical system can use a lot of doctors, good doctors. But the thing is, you all train and then you leave Ghana. And then the medical system is still broken. So how can you stay and help the country? Because Ghana, more than anyone, needs the medical field better. So I know that you will be a great doctor. You don't want to just be a medical doctor, but you have to specialize. You can be a regular medical doctor. Here we call it, what do you call it? Is it PCP? Your primary care, internal medicine. But now with the rise of other diseases, you need to specialize, oncology. yeah, neurosurgery, all of that, gynecology, so you can help a lot more in Ghana. And this is where you're starting to learn your science. Do you even know that now most of the doctors, they use technology, robots and other things? So you have to know how to operate all these machines. Back in the day when they have to do an operation, they use their hands. But now, some of them are using robotics. They sit there and they put in things and the robot is actually doing the things. As a doctor, you need to understand how the equipment, they work. And this is what you're here doing. So when you become a doctor, you can still proceed to even design and develop equipment that can help the medical industry. Is that all right? Okay. I have another one here. Jojo, how can someone from a low-income family grow to become someone like you? Oh, that question touches my heart. And it makes me emotional. Do you know why? I came from a low-income family as well. My mother was a teacher. Do you know how much teachers make in Ghana? Not a lot. I remember going to university. My mother had to sell her cloth and some stuff for me. Yeah. And Jojo, I'll tell you what I did. I saw the way my parents were sacrificing for me. So I was determined that I will do the right thing and not bring them shame. There are a lot of things happening in Ghana now. Some people will lie to you about quick money, fast money. Like I said, anything that seems quick, the end is death. So what you can do, Jojo, focus on your education. Live within your means. Okay? Everything that you desire, iPhone this, iPhone that, people here, write it down as a dream. So one, Jojo, focus on school. Live within your means. Be obedient to your parents. Have faith in God. Make sure you're following the church, you're going to church, you're listening to God where you're studying. I want you to also pray that, Father, Jesus, help me. Help me to be better so I can help my family. Is that all right, Jojo? And for everyone here who feels the same as Jojo. And then you spend your time. See, when people were out there having fun, I go out I'll play a little bit here and there, but all I had was my books, Jojo. Because one thing nobody can take from you is your education. I spent all my time studying to become somebody. And then, Jojo, there are a lot of people who want to help you. Good people like EBI here. EBI is giving you what some other people with money can't even buy. Giving you access to people and resources that will help you and guide you in your education. Education is key. Knowledge is key to becoming successful one day. Does that help, Jojo? Okay. Kezia says, is it Keziah or Kezia? Beautiful. Kezia says, I want to be a trauma surgeon. It is so important, Kezia. If you hear the news every time, the number of accidents on our bad roads in Ghana, I don't know, I think a lot of people can drive in Ghana, yeah? It is so important. And then sometimes when it happens, I see all the bad things on social media. They don't even know how to help the people. They take them to the emergency. They don't have enough surgeons to help them. One of my best friends, her brother is a trauma surgeon at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And it's a blessing. So I am praying for you and I'm rooting for you so you can help a lot more people. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful. Any more questions? I see Bethel Nalibi. It says, Team Majura, okay. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Team Majura. It's such an honor to be here. I don't take this lightly at all. Anytime I have an opportunity to talk to a younger me, I look at you as me. When I was you, I was there. It brings me a lot of emotions, and it brings me a lot of honor to be able to speak with you. Okay? And Mr. Cole Hughes, thank you. You are welcome, sir. You're welcome. Anyone has any more questions? I know you've been here for a long time. You're welcome. You're welcome, Kezia. Sefakoya, you're welcome. Okay. Any more questions? I'm here for you. You have to ask questions. No question is bad. Okay. So the radio station was started by Mr. Wilson. He and the wife had lived in London for a very long time. And he knew music a lot. So I think he was lucky in this sense. People were already bored with Twin City. Can you imagine a whole Takoradi city? All you had was one radio station, and you don't hear anything else. So Mr. Wilson took advantage of the fact that he was going to introduce something new. Yeah. And so he brought in this new vibe. And people were like, oh, this is a new thing. And Ghana, we love something new, because imagine when you've known one thing all your life becomes boring. So as soon as something new was introduced to us, we were like, oh, wow. Now, the challenge was, how will people perceive it or receive it? But then at that time, it was just 2 radio stations, Twin City and Sky. So they didn't see much of a challenge. So they actually they launched in a very successful atmosphere. I would say the environment, the economy was successful for them to listen to them. They had already listened to Twin City for so long. Competition was not great at that time. There was no competition, really. So the obstacles were, and the thing was finding the right talent to run the radio station. And Mr. Wilson did a great job. He could just see you and hear you and know that you have the talent for it, and just pull you and start teaching you. So I personally, I didn't go to journalism school or anything, but I was poached. I was on campus at Kevas. And then somebody heard my voice on the campus radio station and told Mr. Wilson about me. So Mr. Wilson invited me. Even though I was in Takoradi, he didn't know about me until he heard me on Cape Coast University's campus radio, Atlantic FM. And then he pulled me to Sky. And I learned from my colleagues. They were all willing to teach you, because we've all been learning together. So we made a lot of mistakes together, but we learned together and we grew together. And now some of them are running radio companies and other things. Some have moved abroad like us, but it gave us the foundation, really, the confidence to even approach the world. Imagine starting something that you don't know anything about. That gave us a lot of confidence to be able to go out and do things our own. I think most of the confidence I gained was my time at the radio station, to be able to speak to people, express myself, my ideas, my thoughts. It is what helped me to build myself and my self-confidence as well. In terms of overcoming obstacles, what I learned in my management and leadership programs that I do with people, first, you have to identify the source of the obstacle. Yeah. And then in a competitive world like now, I think what happens is when you have everybody doing the same thing, you have to find out what makes you unique, what makes you different from everybody else. And then you also find out what are your strengths. A lot of times people will present things to me and I said, this is not my area of strength, but then I have to know what I'm great at, because that is what I can make most impact, what I'm great at. All right. I hope it helps. Lovely. Lovely. I know you're all muted. Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Good. Okay. So I know that the Ghana structure is not very easy for people to be in school and go to school at the same time. But here in the USA, it's very easy. You can be on campus and get a job at the McDonald's or something. So, like Jojo had asked, I didn't come from a wealthy or rich family. So even though my mom had paid my stuff, I had to find a way to also see if I can supplement my own self as well as increasing my experience. So before I left Ghana, I was already going to work at GTV. I had secured certain positions. I hope you understand. Through the connections that I built through the radio station. I was supposed to go into TV full-time and everything. And then I decided to leave and come to America. But because I knew what I wanted to do was radio and television broadcasting, when I got to campus, I had to go and apply to the radio station there to start getting some work and experience there. So I didn't want to go into any kind of, there was an opportunity for me, let me put it that way. And then I took that job. So I had to look at my classes, my courses, and then they gave me programs to do that, that does not conflict with my studying. So I'll pick 1 or 2 times a week, I'll go to the radio station and work. At first, I was working for free, but they started giving me little money here and there so I could keep it to my, help myself. So when I started working for Sky, I will go to Sky when I'm on vacation. When school vacates, when we leave campus, I'll go to Sky to work for 3 months or 2 months, then go back to school. And then sometimes on some of the weekends, because Cape Coast and Takoradi was very close, I will go and do the program so I could go home, get some food, and come back to school. So I say this to encourage you all because now you have all kinds of work. People are doing all kinds of 419s and other things, even in school. You should never do that because that will get you in trouble. You can never, ever make your dream. So when you go to campus, even at the cafeteria where they serve, you can get a job there, serving at the cafeteria. I have a nephew. My nephew is in senior high school, SHS now. And he's very good with his hands and technology. So when he comes home, I tell him to go find a job with a graphic designing company. And then he's doing that little by little when he's on vacation to make some money. But at the same time, he's practicing his skill. So some of you, you can even start volunteering when you go to a senior high school on your vacation. You could go to the hospital and volunteer. Those of you who want to be in the medical field, you could go to the hospital and tell them, can I just help? And then you follow the doctors, pick their papers. But then that's how you are learning. And you are getting an experience of what happens in the hospital. We call it internship here. But at Ghana, I don't know how soon they can allow you to intern. But these are opportunities that can help you to start working when you're in school. If you want to become a lecturer, you start mimicking your teacher, you become the teacher's assistant. You start letting you prepare some of the notes. Little by little, you'll be getting there. Is that okay? Beautiful. Any more questions? I think there's a question that came through. Okay, Prince again. How were you able to study in the university at the same time working in the radio station? Good. So Prince, do you know that people go to the university, they have time to go out and party? they will sneak out and go. They go to all kind. You're smiling. You've heard about all the stories. Prince, what class are you in? Are you in SHS? Beautiful. Okay, so you'll be going to the university very soon. Okay, so now you'll be going. I hope you go to. You want to do science, correct? Okay, so you're planning to go to where? KNUST? Thumbs up. How did I know? Huh? Good, good, good. So you will have all kinds of associations. So here's the thing: when you're in university, this is the time to prepare yourself for coming out. Because once you come out of the university, you are a young adult, you're an adult. By the time you finish university, you will be around 21. I think I was 23 years. But now people go to the schools very quickly. So at that time, you come out, you have to go get a job and start living your life. So you have to start planning. It's called time management. It is one of the things that when I hire consultants, I tell them, because the world can get so distracting, I let them create a calendar and post it on their wall. They don't like it, but it's like, I'm a grown woman. I say, yes, I still want you to do that. Block your day and your week into time. I take a weekly calendar, Monday to Friday or Monday to Sunday, and then I put my own calendar together. I know that I have time for school work, I have time for my lectures, and then I tell them this is my calendar. So the slots that I have is when I put the work slots there, the radio station programs there. So yes, people were out, they were partying, but they had money. I don't have the money to go and party. And I know that I can't go out and waste my life. Bad company, it corrupts morals. Have you heard that before? So I decided that, okay, when they're out there doing their thing, the time that I will use to go and waste my life, I'll go and work at the radio station so I can make some money. There were times I didn't even have a program, and maybe I didn't have a lecture. I had a little bit of free time. So I'll go sit at the radio station, just work at the front desk and help the other DJs with their, picking the songs for them. And then that way they were teaching me too. And I was also listening. So that is why I was able to work on campus. And it helped to keep me out of trouble too. If you hear the news now, all kinds of things are happening on campuses, yeah? But it helped to keep me out of trouble. So since you want to be in science, I know the KNUST, they have what we call the university hospital. Yeah? You can, when you go to the KNUST, you can actually start volunteering at the university hospital. Once you plan your schedule, even if it's 2 hours a week that you have, 1 hour, you go there, you say, you know what, let me help. I want to learn. And then you spend that time. By the time you come out of school, you already know everything about the work you want to do. Is that okay? All right. I think there's another question. Students still do internship in Ghana. Beautiful, beautiful. And I will also advise, sometimes they're looking for internship with only big companies. Ghana, there's only enough big companies. But there are small organizations that you can start working with. Yeah, there are media companies, there are printing companies, there are software companies. So they might not be as big as the big ones, but there they would actually give time to you to be able to learn a little bit more. Is that all right? Beautiful. Any more questions? Okay. Ms. Letitia, I think our time is up, yeah? I want to thank all of you. Thank you so much. It's been such an honor to be here. Oh, Akatani. Okay. Yes, I will. I will anytime. 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 Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. That's funny. Okay. Oh. Anytime, anytime. And you have my commitment. And I did talk to Ms. Letitia. I will definitely honor my word that I would love to make a donation for EBI and that the Lord will bless all of you. You know, it's my heart. Education is my heart. I want you all to do well in life. We have Takoradi people. I'm so proud of you too. I'm proud of everyone. I'm proud of everyone. Such an honor. You have made my year, my month, and everything. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
One call with you. No,
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So to answer so the first question, and I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. The line was Mr. Nee. Okay. Okay, Nee. Okay. So I want to explain consulting in the terms where my young ones here can understand. Before you can become a consultant, you have to be what we call an expert in a field. And you all understand what an expert is, yeah? An expert is somebody who has mastered, invested the time, acquired the knowledge, the skill, and the talent in a specific area. Okay? So you have to become an expert in an area. So let's just let's pick one area, for instance. Let's say robotics. For you to start consulting, when you go into robotics, designing devices and robots and other things that work on their own, at that point, you become an expert in that area. You can start, you learn everything about what it takes. And then when companies want to start, or there are companies like, I would say, what, Boeing and all these other companies that want to use robotics, you then go and a consultant is like an advisor. They teach you, they structure your companies for you. But you first have to learn to become, you don't just get up to become a consultant. You have to have the academic knowledge. You have to have what we call the field knowledge, where the field knowledge means the practical knowledge. Yeah. And then you also have to have you have to go beyond the people doing the same thing that you do. So for me, for instance, I'll tell you how mine works. I went to school, I did English. I didn't do hospitality management at all. And then I came here, so I started working in the hospitality industry to acquire the practical knowledge that I needed. Yeah. And then I realized that I have certain talent and skills here that I can actually build on. to make me stand out from the rest. Then I started learning, increasing myself, my knowledge. So I went to school to do a master's program called Organizational Leadership. It's a Master of Science program called Organizational Leadership and Integrated Marketing. So I needed that academic knowledge to back my field knowledge. Now, if maybe I did marketing or hospitality management, my first degree, I probably would not have bothered, yeah? But I didn't do management in my first degree. So since I can't go back to do another first degree, I decided to pursue it as a higher degree. So with that degree behind me, with the field knowledge that I had acquired, and with me identifying areas of opportunities that these companies are lacking, I was able to go in to consult for them. So consulting is such that they have an issue, they will call you. How do we fix this? So usually they call me, it's like, Abina, we are not making money in our hotels. Our hotels are losing money. Our team, they don't know anything. Our sales team, they are not selling the hotel. So they invite me, they call me to come and what we call assess the situation, find out what's going on. Then I can then develop a strategy. Okay, these are the things we are going to do to get you the result you're looking for. Does that help? So the consulting is very important. Can you imagine, like whoever wants to those, like the bridge construction, yeah? Okay, so imagine that some of these, very recently, Baltimore, we had one of the bridges break down. Can you imagine how many engineers that had to come together to consult for that? Because one, they have to find out why did that happen? Why did the bridge break down? Then they have to find a way to tell them and advise them, okay, this is what we are going to do to fix it. But then also we have to come up with a strategy to make sure that the bridge that we build in the future can never break again. So there are consultants everywhere in engineering, in math, in science, in the medical field, in arts, wherever you go, there are consultants. You just have to master your field, become the pro. Yeah, that's the language now you guys speak, yeah? The pro in your field. Is that all right? Okay, beautiful. Thank you, sir. Oh, thank you so much. And I want to really encourage you. This is a remarkable work. It's a remarkable reward. And we are here to support EBI. And I definitely will be talking about EBI a lot. And I will start pulling people together to come and see the work they're doing. It's giving back to people who cannot repay you. And that is what God blesses. And I encourage all of you. For those of you, I know this is Saturday, you could have been on the field playing football, but you're here learning knowledge, something that will take you far and far. All right? So Takoradi team, Ejura team, Accra team, USA team. Did I miss anyone? All of you, I love you all. I'm rooting for you. I'll be here again. And I can't wait to see your graduation pictures. And I cannot wait to see all that you become. Thank you so much for the honor. And thank you so much, Ms. Letitia. Thank you for letting me go. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yes. Oh. Thank Amen. Peace. Thank you. Thank you so much. Such an honor. And thank he